here at Monthly News. I'm your host, Eric Usayan, and today we will be talking about the news that took place in November. And I'll be teaching you about stuff you never thought or cared about until I told you. And now, let's get cooking.
Now onto the economy. The U.S. economy has projected 3% increase in activity, with the S&P 500 index projecting a 15-point increase, which is a record high since 2005. The Trump administration has taken full responsibility with regulatory policies that has decreased regulations and taxes on big businesses. However, economists point out that this activity is due to the administration's recent hiring of Trump babysitters.
We are here in front of the real White House, where earlier today, President Donald Trump held a meeting to commemorate the Native American code talkers who helped the Allies greatly in World War II. The meeting, while originally intended to be appreciative toward the natives, took a wrong turn when Trump related them to Pocahontas and called them very, very special. Maybe they should have called Trump an orange.
This year is a very special year for the world. It is the 100-year anniversary of the beginning of communism. It's now viewed as a terrible, terrible thing, and no one likes it. But in India and the city of Kerala, it is viewed as a valid system of government. It is seen as something that can work and that something will work, because capitalism, they believe, will eventually fall because it can't last forever. And who knows, they may be right, they may be wrong, but I hope they're right. I'm totally getting fired for this. And now to our next story.
On November 21st, the FCC announced that they want to roll back the 2015 net neutrality regulation. Net neutrality allows information sent or received from any website to be accessed equally by consumers and producers. This will be approved by the new Republican-led FCC director, Ajit Pai. On Tuesday, Pai said, quote, "Under my proposal, the federal government will stop micromanaging the internet," close quote. And while people are freaking out about how it's the end of the internet as we know it, what they don't realize is that this regulation is just being taken away. Now that's a bad slice of pie.
Now, a quick word from our sponsor. Butter cookies. They're tasty and pasty, silky and milky. Buy them now. Today!
The White House has plans to recognize Jerusalem as the capital of Israel as soon as December of this year. President Trump is in the process of having the U.S. Embassy kept in Tel Aviv for the next 6 months, but he is in the final stages of deciding to recognize the city as the Israeli capital. While this action would benefit U.S. relations with Israel, it would also anger many Middle Easterners and pose a large threat to U.S. embassies and businesses. The surrounding territories are made up of Muslims and Palestinians, who would react very negatively to Trump's announcement. If the announcement is not handled with delicacy, protests could blow up all over the Middle East.
On November 21st, President Vladimir Putin of Russia had an hour-long conversation with U.S. President Donald Trump about the current state of the Syrian war. 2 days before that, President Vladimir Putin spoke with the Syrian president about certain topics, most of it relating to the war. But then, when Trump and Putin spoke on the phone for an hour, because they've got a special connection, they were discussing these certain things, what he talked about with the Syrian president and what they're going to do about it. Now, that's interesting.
Just as the police were seeming to feel as if they were finally getting the proper technology to fight crime, like Batman, their ability to track cell phone users is being questioned by the Supreme Court. Surprisingly, both Republican and Democratic justices agreed that the police are able to invade into too much of our lives. The specific case brought to them by the Supreme Court is the police should get a search warrant from a judge to access phone data. Overall, the judges have begun to show some more favoritism to digital privacy.
Do you like babies? Well, apparently Black Friday shoppers don't, because on that late Thursday night, witnesses found a woman who accidentally threw a shoe at a baby. Accidentally. This is probably what it looked like.
For Nadia!
And now to our next story.
As you may know, many politicians have sexual harassment charges. And now the Congress has had enough of it, because they have voted on for every Congress member to have sexual harassment classes as well as their coworkers. And this is what the Speaker of the House had to say.
Look, sexual harassment has no place in any workplace, let alone in the United States Congress.
Congress seems to be really serious about this because they're going to keep voting on it next week. We'll see if that's true. Now, back to you, Eric. Thanks, Eric. As you may know, there's a ban on betting on sports, and this has been active for 25 years. Now, a congressman is saying that it's violating state rights. So now there's a bigger push than ever to make this legal. He also claims that the illegalization is similar to prohibition. When it stops, the illegal betting will stop, and the government will make more money. Thank you. Have a good day. And one last thing. Whoever posted that picture, number one, it's not real. Number two, I will look for you. I will find you. And I will kill you if you posted that. Thank you and have a good day.
Why did Putin talk to Syrian President Assad?
Can I tell you about myself? I am Vlad Skavrakhatka. I live in Syropinsk in Yesa, Russia. You have anything else asking me?
Yeah. What is Putin's future plans to end the Syrian war?
Well, the real question is will not will the people of Russia and little small people working in the will not or the cooperation for monies.